Are we rolling? Are we going? Should we do a radio interview backstage at the XL? Are we ready to go? What's happening? Is that funny?
Dude, I don't know.
I like it. I'm trying to be a little funny, a little comedic at the moment. It's Miles the DJ backstage with Brendon Urie of Panic at the Disco.
How you doing?
Man, this is a big deal for you tonight. Like,
Yeah.
pretty much a sold out show in St. Paul.
It's crazy.
12 years into being an artist, man. How's that feel for you?
That's amazing. It's unreal. Like, yeah, it kind of blows me away to think it's been almost 13 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's just ridiculous. It's the coolest thing.
Let's talk longevity for a second, if we can, because your first record dropped in '05.
Yeah.
And at the time, there were a lot of bands, a lot of artists out, your peers, who, frankly aren't doing a lot lately, or maybe they've broken up, and the ones that are sort of like on a nostalgia tip right now, if I can say. So you've sort of, that's just my observation, maybe I'm wrong, but you've done this thing where Panic at the Disco have always been around, you've always made records, you never really went away, and you're at this level now where you're selling out arenas across the country, and not doing it with nostalgia. You're doing it because you're relevant with the music you're making now.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've thought about or you've noticed? Can you speak on that a little bit, or am I just completely off?
No. I mean, it's definitely like, it's all subjective, because for me, yeah, it's been an ongoing thing. Like always touring. Just I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to keep doing that, and luckily, our fans have allowed me to do that. They've been so supportive the entire time. New ones have come along, old ones have stayed. So it's been amazing. Like, I'm just, super grateful for everywhere they've taken me, and it's just amazing to be here at this point.
Right.
Because this is really like where I get to have the most fun, getting to meet fans, getting to, build up production for a stage and give them a show that I feel I've always wanted to do.
Sure.
And so finally getting to this point, it's just like, it's magnanimous, man. It's crazy.
And there's been constant reinvention with every record, right?
Yeah.
Especially this last one, Death of a Bachelor. Death of a Bachelor came out, I guess, a little over a year ago now.
Yeah.
Right? And there are sounds and experimentation. Did I say that right,
Yeah,
Laura?
yeah.
Did I got that?
Yeah.
Trying to do it. It's
experiment.
It's a major interview right now, right? But I'm just saying, like, songs like Death of a Bachelor, like there are things you haven't done before. So reinventing seems to be really important for you, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, what was the approach going into this record and that song in particular?
Yeah, that one in particular, I was wanting to write more of a jazz, leaning towards Sinatra type of song, and I did it. I wrote this thing on piano, and it was just piano and vocal, kind of doing like a loungy thing. I was drinking a lot of scotch, a lot of whiskey.
As one does.
As one does if you're trying to do Sinatra.
Yeah.
So just kind of messing around with jazz chords. Had the song basically written, but I heard it a different way. I didn't know what I was trying to accomplish at the end of it. I was getting that 5-point cycle with an artist where you just like get so frustrated and you basically want to kill the song.
Yeah.
So before killing the song, I was gonna like reinvent it. I was gonna take the vocal that I wrote for it and put it into a beat that I had and just kind of like do a DJ thing and like mix it up and see if that would inspire a new melody or something. So I put it into the beat that I had, and it just lined up perfectly. It was in like the same key. It was really bizarre how it just married instantly. And it was just a happy accident.
And you're pretty much the sole creative force behind Panic at the Disco now, right?
Yeah,
Before there were times where it was a full-fledged band. Now you're sort of like, to compare it to something like Trent Reznor with 9 Inch Nails, right? Like it's a solo
that's very flattering
project of sorts, but it's still presented as a band on stage. Is there something liberating? Is there something about you being essentially kind of a solo artist now with how you make new music that allowed you to make a song like Death of a Bachelor that you may have not been able to do before?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, that's a song I definitely couldn't have done in the past, whether it was through influence or through compromise with band members. But now it feels, like, for me doing stuff, I've always written on my own and then would bring it to the band, and then we would, majority vote would rule, oh yeah, this makes sense, this sounds like the best idea. Yeah. So it's more of a democracy, and now it's just a dictatorship, and it's great.
One person, pretty much, right?
I'm a tyrant. No. It's amazing. I get to expire all the ideas I've always wanted to do. Yeah. And then I get to spend more time going through them and picking my favorites. So it's just fun.